And also, this Governor Oko needs to be investigated for helping, to orchestrate this police mob attack on civilians. Like, he has the power as the governor to investigate the cover up of Arigona's killing and my mother's killing. And I've been raising awareness on Twitter. And and it's basically, it all boils down to not wanting to hold the police accountable, because this police fear is like holding them accountable would cause them, would reduce their power and their indiscipline would show. So they refuse to be held accountable. And, there's been many examples of whereby they've even, you know, even, you know, harassed this governor, especially when one of their police officers was killed. And during the Long Island funeral ceremony, they walked the governor out of the ceremony. So they don't want her to be part of it. That they need more power to make arrests, which the court has deemed some of these arrests as illegal. Which some of that is she's helping them now, saying she's totally behind arresting people and locking them up in the psych ward. Whether you arrest somebody, put them in prison, or arrest them, put them in psych ward, it's still an arrest, you know. And so what they're doing now is to pick certain target, try to get you angry, and use that as a ruse to, you know, to lock you up in the psych ward. I spoke to a black American male. He told me they put him in the psych ward for 4 years here in Brooklyn. My mother also, they put her on psychiatric hold. They said ever since a black American male killed a white woman, pushed her into the train track, they brought this law called Kendra's Law in the name of that white woman, which makes it easier for the police to arrest you and lock you up in the psych ward as a say you're a public nuisance. So as someone like me, I mind my business, but it's some people to start a fight with me. And then they empower their police that anytime they encounter a homeless, they deem as a public nuisance. They should go and lock them up in the cycle. This was what they used to steal my green card. They had somebody jump me as I was screaming. The police knocked me down and choked me on bail and for and stole my green card and locked me up in the cycle. And they've been trying to do that again and again over and over again. And this governor has a secret way she passes out the memo to them, because I'm very perceptive. I've been criticizing on Twitter, so she always use very special language, to let this police know they can go ahead and start making arrests, and start deeming people like me a public nuisance. So she's been putting it in the media that she wants cell phone taken away from kids. So this cell phone are a distraction. So I use the cell phone to criticize her. I always contact Twitter. I always post on Twitter that she's an ineffective governor and she needs to hold this police accountable for killing Eric Garner and and helping to facilitate the death of my mother. So she's been putting it in the news recently that she wants cell phones taken away from kids. The last time they arrested me and went and locked me up in the psych ward, they took all my phones and destroyed it. I had like, you know, almost 10 phones I was using to record this abuse I was experiencing while homeless on the street as an African immigrant. So all the abuse I was experiencing, so they didn't want to pay me for all the abuse I suffered because the court ordered them to give me a hotel room. They didn't give me a hotel room, so I had like 10 different phones in which the memory was full of the abuse I was experiencing on the street as a homeless person sleeping on the street for 10 years. So they arrested me and stole all my phones. So now I have since then, I've bought new phones. I'm still recording abuses I'm experiencing every day. So she put a memo in the media that she wants cell phones taken away from kids. And since then, the civilian gangs have been trying to start orchestration with me, so that I can be deemed a public nuisance and I can be arrested. And whenever they arrest me, they leave all my property on the floor, and they call their garbage sanitation to come take it away. So so they're using unlawful method to steal evidence in hopes that you'll never get justice. And even that police was saying, say no pick, no case. You know, I said there was a recording of this lady insulting me with a Spanish male, saying that I need to go take a bath. And she was, and the police officer said, since there's no recording of the voice, I'm like, there's witnesses that heard her, and there's a camera that recorded her standing in front of me. I said, can you talk to the witnesses? He said, no. The police officer said they don't want to talk to the witness. So I believe they're hiring other civilians to instigate attacks against me so that I can be deemed a public nuisance and they can falsely arrest me and steal my phones. I use, right now I have like up to almost 10 phones again, which I always use to record. And sometimes the memory becomes full, and a lot of my phones always breaks. So a lot of them, my screen is cracked, so I can't turn it on. So I have videos stuck in them, but I still save the old phones, which I hope to give to a tech expert to help me remove those videos that are stuck. So this why they're trying to orchestrate force arrest of me, sending people to insult me everywhere. So this governor needs to be arrested for trying to cover up the abuses by the NYPD in which they've killed my friend Ghana that was helping me with my court papers. And after I gave him the court papers, I recorded Ghana. And they hope that if they can just arrest you and steal your evidence, then you wouldn't be able to prove your case. So she's put it in the news that she wants cell phones taken away from kids in school, and that is just in innuendo. Which in American speech, I heard innuendo means you can talk about somebody but pretend you're talking about somebody else. So she's putting innuendos out there, telling the police, that she wants cell phones taken away from kids in school, and and the police will start telling the civilian mobs to start a fight with me, so they can use that as an excuse to arrest me and leave all my property behind and call the sanitation department to take it and throw it in the garbage. This is a form of kidnap. I'm an African immigrant, and traditionally Africans have been kidnapped and brought to the United States to work as slaves. So they're still continuing this slavery, and this governor needs to be arrested for attempted slavery of an African immigrant. I'm not a slave, and I deserve to be treated better. So this is what is going on. As I'm being attacked by mobs, and the police refuse to protect me. So Brooklyn DA, please, I'm going to send you the videos of the incident that happened today, where they hit me with a baby stroller. As soon as I got to this library, somebody came and insulted me, and every day, yesterday also, as I was in this library, somebody tried to hit me with a baby stroller, and I've been noticing a pattern where they're hitting me with baby strollers, and they're just trying to get me to be deemed as a threat to public safety, as a danger, so they're trying to get me angry, so I could be fighting these people that hit me with the baby stroller while their baby is in store. Somebody just came and hit me with the baby stroller. Yesterday, as I was going to the library, a Jamaican woman was pushing a white baby in the stroller and was trying to hit me. If I move, she'll move towards me. If I stop, she'll stop. And this is endangering children's life. So Brooklyn Day, you have to arrest that Jamaican woman for endangering a white baby's life. She's like a nanny. This is occurred like 2:30 outside this Brooklyn library yesterday. The camera in front of the library picked it up. Yesterday was January 24, 2025. Between 2:30 p.m. to like 6 p.m. yesterday. So this was coming in.